Welcome to Shady and Why. Tonight we are going to just look at some jewelry. I'm going to show you some jewelry that I have that is in good condition, medium condition, poor condition, what to look for when you're purchasing, things such as that. I want to thank everybody for your wonderful comments and suggestions. They are fabulous, and I will do my absolute best to bring you all of your suggestions because they are all wonderful. These are pieces that I picked up mainly at our local auction, at antique shops. Mainly that's what I do, antique, vintage stores. I have bought some things online. What I search for is primarily what speaks to me. I think that's always my first suggestion to anybody who starts wanting to purchase jewelry is buy what you like. Don't buy things that are just on trend or you think you're going to get a lot of money out of, because you might be stuck with these pieces, and it's good to like the pieces that you buy. That's what my husband and I, we've gone through all kinds of different periods of, oh, maybe let's just buy what will sell. And that never worked out well. So we always went back to the tried and true. If you like it, it speaks to you, definitely that's the pieces you want to do. Let me introduce myself. I am Marilyn. My husband is Barry. We're part-time resellers, and we primarily do vintage jewelry and hard goods. We have an eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark platforms is where we primarily sell. So I just want to thank you for joining us tonight. If you haven't joined us before, be sure to subscribe below and go over and make a comment on our giveaway. So let's just jump right in and show you some jewelry. What I have here is some bar pens, and I love Victorian jewelry. I mean, that's probably, that and Art Deco is my favorite types of jewelry, and bar pens were very, very popular in those times. And my suggestion as far as bar pens go is, here is an example of two cloisonne, and if I say that wrong, I apologize. And if I say anything that you disagree with, I apologize, because everything I say is my opinion. I do a lot of research. I'm not 100% right all the time, and I don't mind being corrected. I like to learn, so that's just part of it. Here is two brass cloisonne bar pens, and one has, this one says genuine cloisonne or cloisonne, and this one doesn't have anything. You know, our lighting is not good. Hold on. I think that's better. Okay, so here we have the pen backs, and one is really loose right here, so when it moves, it falls out. And you can bend this down and make it tighter so it will stay in like a little bit. But you have to be very, very careful when you're doing that. You just want to buy the right tools and the right items, that you don't want to just take a wrench or a pair of pliers and bend that down. You want to get some needle nose pliers, and definitely use a light hand when you're dealing with jewelry, and have good lighting. So besides that, the front of these both have some marks, some cracks in the enamel, but it's still beautiful. And that's what I look for. I believe that there is collectors at every price point. There are collectors who are brand new, who are like never seen these pens before and want one, but they don't want to spend a lot. So they don't mind buying them that aren't perfect. So that would be something to think about. These are lingerie pens. This one's also enamel or cloisonne. Beautiful with a little flower with multiple colors in it. It is just beautiful, but it's missing the pen back. And that's a simple fix that you can, I believe I have a whole bunch of Victorian vintage fittings that I could repair this with. Always, if you have a piece that you cannot repair, save it, because you might need that pen back, or you might need that rhinestone, or that little seed bead or pearl, especially on the antique pieces. You can make a simple fix that is either adding it to your collection or making it a resellable item. But this is so adorable that somebody would want to put this in their collection. Whereas this one, these two rather, are in perfect condition, and they are mother of pearl, and they're just beautiful. So it would be better to pick these two up for somebody to use or put in their collection. However, don't discount this one because it's broke, because it has a missing pen back, because it's so unusual. And I know it's confusing, but that's the reason to pick pieces up. The unusual sells. The uniqueness of this flower will draw somebody's eye, and they're like, I don't mind it missing a pin back. That's going to go great in my lingerie pen collection. Lingerie pens were used to hold up your lingerie back in Victorian Art Deco periods. So these are beautiful. Here's another one with rhinestones. They're a little dark. I don't have a problem with dark rhinestones. I know I don't sell them too often. However, I keep them in my own collection because that tells a story of, that's a lot of love been used. They darkened, they probably got wet, but that's a very old piece with a C clasp on the back. If you're unfamiliar, these C clasps were used in Victorian times, and I think they were used in other countries much more recent, all the way probably, I've seen some probably in the 40s and 50s that were used in other countries. So that's not 100% tell that this is a Victorian piece, but it's a good indication if you have the longer pen backs and things such as that. It takes a lot of just picking up a piece, feeling it, and getting used to them. And my suggestion is, if you want to collect or resell vintage or antique jewelry, go out, search for it, feel it, touch it, look at it, research it, go online and just read about it. It's pretty amazing how incredible design these pieces are. That this is a bar pen. Look how stunning and little that is. And they put that at the neck line to close their blouses. And this pen is a C clasp, but it has the little latch. So this is a little bit later, probably in 1910s, 1920s. See how long the pen extends over? Just stunning. And this is a sterling piece. It says so right there. So gorgeous. You gotta love them. I do anyway. I always pick up what I love because if I don't sell it, I don't mind it being in my collection whatsoever. This piece, I could not pass up. It is a lot wrong with it, but there is also a lot right with it. You have an Indian. It's missing a lot of its rhinestones, but the feathers are just stunning. So it would be easy to replace the rhinestones with vintage or antique rhinestones. So if somebody wanted to repair that, personally, I like it with the missing rhinestones because I think it tells a story of how well loved this was. It is a C-clasp, so it's a Victorian piece. You can feel that it's Victorian. It's probably made out of brass. It's not magnetic, but that is so amazing. Love it. Can you tell I like my old stuff? This is a beautiful piece, and the reason I picked this up was because of the stonework on the edges, still having the sharp points, brass, silver tone. I don't believe, yeah, nothing in this collection is magnetic, and that's one thing I always carry with me is a magnet and a loop. I never go anywhere without a loop or a magnet. That way, if I pick up a piece and I just want to be sure that I would want it in my collection, that tells you a lot that it has a possibility of being sterling or brass, and I like those kind of pieces. This piece has weight, okay? And it's just stunning. Can you imagine that at the collar of an Art Deco blouse? Just beautiful. And this piece is another sterling pen, probably from the 1930s or 40s. It would have been a collar pen, bar pen, and just those lines called to me. So I thought that was such a strong pen, and that's what you want, is things that will stand out. If you don't, bar pens don't sell as well as they did. However, everything and jewelry, in my opinion, comes back around in time. And I'm one of those long haul sellers. I like collecting, and when things get back, when people start collecting them again, they will start selling. And an example of that is stick pens. Stick pens have been around for a very long time. Men, and I'm going to say this word wrong and I apologize, used to wear them in their cravats, neckties, because they were like very silky and you could tie them. And we know that if you tie a ribbon, it'll just fall out sometimes if it's super soft. Well, they would put these through the knot and it would keep it from falling out. And these belong to men of higher class, upper middle to high. And the plainer the pen top shows us the older ones. All of these are not magnetic. Some of them are gold. Some of them are gold plated. Like this one says something here. Like this one is 12 karat gold. And this would have been from the 40s. So beautiful. There is, like I said, gold filled, sterling. There's a couple of them that are gold. A couple of them are missing some of the rhinestones or stones, Like this one has two blue little stones missing, but it still has the eye stone. It's gorgeous. Look how tiny that is. Women also wore ties during this time, or ribbons around their neck. I believe it was in the 1860s or 70s when a machine in America started making pin backs. Otherwise, they were made by hand. So they're so distinct and beautiful. This one's just a knot, gold knot, or gold tone knot. And here we have an M engraved. This one, look at that opal. And then all the rhinestones are really cool. I think it's missing a couple. No, they're all there. They're just dark. Look at that beauty. Let's see if I can get it to... Nope. Follow the light. Oh, just exquisite. I'm geeking out on you guys. I'm sorry. Here we have just rhinestones. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? The class and the individuality. Love that. That is beautiful. It could be just glass or it could be turquoise. In the center is a stone. If anybody's interested in any of these, just send me an email and I can give you the price, individual prices. Look at that. It's a flower with a little drop. That is just so amazing. This one has a couple missing rhinestones here, but that red is just beautiful. The tinier ones, just, you know, they're super old. This one is waiting to be monogrammed with somebody's initials. This one still no monogram yet. And speaking of monograms, let me show you a couple things. I am one of those people, I don't mind things that have been engraved or monogrammed. This has an E, and this is a watch fob, Victorian watch fob, and it is very cool, very, very collectible. And here's another example of degrees of this would be, because it needs to be cleaned, but that is leather that has definitely seen better days, and it has an E. So you're looking for somebody who has that initial, and it's also a locket. Oh, look at that. Old pictures. This one doesn't have the frame, but this one does. Very cool. So somebody would love to put that in their key watch fob collection. Here is a beautiful brass pen with hanging rhinestone stars. That is just exquisite. I love it. And it is a C clasp. So that tells us, once again, this was Victorian. Got a hair right there. Need to get that out. The reason I put these in here is to show you these are from the 30s and 40s, and they are cufflinks, and they clip together real simple. And And if you see these, be sure that both sides match, okay? And that they have both pieces on each one. And here's the example of, you purchase these and they're beautiful, and somebody would be very happy to have them, but this one has some flaws and bending. So the enamel on this one is cracked a little, but like I said, a new collector would be happy to have these. Whereas this one, great condition, all the pieces pop in and out. This one's the Snap Link brand, and has the silver tone and gold tone, which is brass. So beautiful. And these are cufflinks also. And the reason I showed these was they're brass with mother of pearl, and it's a set. The reason I put these in here is, even though they are screwbacks actually do sell for me very well. These haven't been cleaned up, so I'm going to add these to our cleaning video. Just get the ones that are unique and unusual. Speaking of unique and unusual, these are fabulous. These are also going to go into our cleaning pile, but is that just amazing? These are obviously stones, and check out this dragon. It just is stunning. I just think these are just magnificent. So these have been in my catch and release file, and I've yet to release them because they are just so exquisite. I just can't let them go yet. Unique, unusual. That's what I pick up, that I think these will do well. Okay, these are micro mosaic earrings. These are screwbacks. These are from the 40s, and they are just amazing. These could be for as far back as the 30s, but this doesn't have any missing pieces. However, it does have a tiny bit of verdigris on them. So I'm going to add these to that cleaning video so we can show how to get in here and clean just the edges without getting the tiles wet, because these are set in cement. We do not want to get those tiles wet, so we want to be very, very careful how we are going to address this and clean these. These are in beautiful condition, and what I mean by that is no missing tiles. Okay, that's the theme of this, is pick up the unusual, pick up what speaks to you, pick up that kind of pieces. Here is a thimble. It is a sterling silver thimble. This one is made in Mexico, signed. So be sure that when you're out and about, if you see thimbles that are sterling or gold filled or gold, definitely pick those up. These can be very, very lucrative, and there are collectors for thimbles that just love them. And I always like to pick up the unusual ones that have a lot of detail. The next thing I'm going to show you is, here is a lavalier. This is Victorian with some tiny, tiny pearls. It would have had one hanging pearl right here, but the hanging pearl is missing. I actually do have a few more that has come out of some that I could replace with, but that is a beautiful piece of artistry right there. It's marked 10 karat gold on the back. So it's just beautiful. And I would not melt this down. It's just too gorgeous to lose that history. Here's another one. And this one has a coral rose carved, a carved coral rose. In Victorian time, coral was meant as good luck, so you saw a lot of coral. This is a gold lavalier with a, I believe this is gold filled, yes, let me be positive. No, this is vermil, so it's gold over sterling chain. But look how gorgeous that is. Now turn it over and it's missing the back. Would have had like a little back on the here to close off those little connections. But that doesn't take away from this. So that's the reason I purchased this, was it's still beautiful. So it doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful or sought after. Like I said, there are collectors at every stage. When you're getting up to those high-end collectors, they want their pieces to be in pristine, like new condition. But there are people who are starting out who can't purchase that. I need to test this because it is just a stunningly bright. So that could be a diamond. So I will do testing on this one in our next testing video. Here is a piece that I purchased, and it does have some issues. You can see that some of the gold tone is coming off, but it's a locket, and I always buy lockets when I can find them. But it's a locket which I'm drawn to. And look at that picture with the baby with their fingers in their mouth. That is just so adorable. So with that picture, I would say that this is from the 40s. And let's see what type of chain this is. This is gold filled. Beautiful. Here's another example of a locket that I picked up. I just thought it was too cool. But that is, I believe that's the army symbol with the eagle and the olive branch and the arrows. So once again, another locket. And this on the inside says gold filled, or 1/20th of 12 karat gold filled Hayward. And it's got the frames still in it. Isn't that cool? Gorgeous piece. And it is the older lock that is the C-clasp with the safety pin. And the last three pieces that I have that I'm going to do pretty quickly is it's Quartz Necklaces. I always pick them up, especially if they have sterling on the spring rings, because you can get extensions, but I am drawn to quartz. I just love that sparkle. Here is a gold-filled Vandal scarabs. Scarabs still sell today very, very well. So this one is a beautiful one by Vandal. Vandal actually is still in business, I believe. I believe it started in the 1930s. Hope you've enjoyed this. got to know a little bit about some of the older pieces, what to look for. Even pieces that are not perfect still have a place with certain collectors. So I would not shy away from buying pieces like these. I want to thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. Give us a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the bell to the all, so when we have new content, you can be notified. Also, thank you for spending time with us. We appreciate it, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.